right, White House National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett joins me now. Kevin, come on now. You must have a plan B ready to go.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, so you got a plan B, it's ready to go. What is the plan?
Oh, sure. And first, I just want to emphasize that we really believe that we have a very strong legal footing on the position we've took because, think about it, the president declared an emergency, and if you've got hundreds of thousands of Americans dying because of fentanyl that's coming in across our borders, that's clearly an emergency. If a trade deficit is causing deaths of despair that are so vivid that Angus Deaton, the Nobel Prize winner, writes a book about it, then it is an emergency, so that's not in dispute. And then under IEPA, it says that if you have an emergency, then you can regulate trade to respond to the emergency. Mm-hmm. And how are you going to regulate trade if not with a tariff? And so we think that we're on very strong footing, but we've got a backup plan and a backup plan for the backup plan, and we believe that we could put the tariffs that we have under alternative authorities like 301 back into place almost immediately should the Supreme Court rule against us.
So there should not be a serious negative market reaction if the tariffs are just struck down completely, because you'll jump in real fast, right?
Yeah, in fact, there was a really long meeting last night of the very, very top trade people. The meeting was led by Jameson Greer, one of the smartest trade lawyers in the world at USTR, to just go over all of the other measures that we could take should the ruling go against us. But again, on that call and when discussing it with the president, everybody's highly confident that the ruling is going to go our way. So,
whenever somebody,
but you know, it's our job at the White House is to be ready for every eventuality.
Kevin, whenever somebody appears on Fox from the White House, there's either a leaf blower or some kind of, there you go, there's a vehicle reversing right behind you.
Yeah, I turned up so I can hear you. I don't know if you can hear me.
Oh, we can hear you. Don't worry. We got you. Now, 50,000 jobs added in December. The unemployment rate came down 4.4%. But look, Kevin, the Washington Post reports more workers are stuck in part-time jobs. Why is that?
Well, you know, I think that, I don't know what the Washington Post is reporting in the sense that if you look at the labor market, it's very strong. It's surprised on the upside 3 out of the last 4 months. This one was about an expectation. And if you look at the underlying fundamentals, the unemployment rate went down. And you know, they do 2-digit rounding. It was actually like down almost 2% if they weren't rounding. And the bottom line is the thing we care most about for the future of the labor market is what's happening to wage growth. Yep. And if you look at the wage growth for this year, manufacturing wages, for example, were up $3,000 per worker. And so that's the kind of thing that marks a healthy labor market. You know, under Obama and Biden, there was basically no real wage growth. And President Trump has already delivered $3,000 for the typical manufacturing worker. So anyway, that's a metric of a strong labor market. When you look at the numbers and see that they're below 100, then the below 100 thing isn't as disturbing as it might be in the past, because a lot of it is like we've reduced federal government employment by 250,000 this year, and of course we're deporting illegals. And so if you account for those things, then the expected jobs number for a strong month is a lot closer to what we're seeing.
I just think we're missing something here. The Atlanta Fed is looking for a growth rate in the economy. What is it? Over 5%?
It's 5.4 now, yeah.
That must mean there's going to be a huge jump in productivity, if we've not already seen it. Is that right?
Yeah, well, you can see the productivity already. Like the last reading we got was 4.5%. And so I think that you're exactly right, that the numbers are through the roof. Yeah. And think about this, that our estimate for the negative effect of the fourth quarter from the Democrats' government shutdown is that GDP growth will be reduced by 1.5%. And so what that means is that if we get a 5.5, the true number was actually 7. Right, so it's like one of those quarters that we only really saw at the height of the internet age, when like in the 90s there was, or also in some of the Reagan years with the Reaganomics.
Sure.
But it's really historically good quarter, despite the government shutdown. It's amazing.
Productivity is a wonderful thing for the economy. But before we leave you, one last question: would you like to be the chairman of the Federal Reserve?
You know, I love my job here. I really do. If the president asked me to do that, I told him I would accept.
But you get your own plane if you're the Fed chair. You've got a nice residence, the whole bit, you know. Okay, you leave it at that.
They're both great jobs.
Sir, you are one of the very few people who can smile his way through all that kind of background noise. You do a wonderful job.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Stu.
Always good to have you. Thanks, Kevin.